Angry Joe here, and I'm with Alexis, the creative director for Act of Aggression, and this is just my type of game. I don't know how many of you guys on my channel love strategy, but you know I love strategy, and this looks to be a throwback, an old school type strategy game. Can you tell the people out there a little bit about your game?
Yeah, absolutely. We've done in 2005, a long time ago, Act of War, and we were very excited about this kind of game. And so 10 years after this, we wanted to go back to the traditional RTS where you have the resource management, a high-tech tree where you can really customize your army, launch new research and stuff like that, and of course, base building and unit production and stuff like this. I think, well, we are huge fans of RTS, and at the studio we've only have done strategy games, so this is really I would say really our kind of game.
Yeah.
And
where do you guys feel comfortable?
Yeah, well, it was really exciting for us to go back to something that we really like. On this one, we were waiting for a new CNC, and it was not coming.
It's not coming, and the ones that did come weren't all that great.
Yeah,
some ideas like free-to-play stuff, all that stuff.
Yeah, so we were not, really excited.
You weren't
about
down with that. You wanted the old school
stuff. So we'd
stuff.
say, let's do it ourselves. We had ideas, but so we really went into this game with great excitement.
Okay.
And we are trying to be, like having this good old taste, but on the other side, having new elements, new skills to masterize. And well, I hope the game is not too complex. It should not be too complex. It should be, this big old RTS.
Yeah. And so in this game, is there a single-player campaign, or is this just multiplayer only?
No, I believe, you have probably half of the players that love having a campaign. So we have a single campaign, which when you start, it's pretty easy. You understand the new mechanics of the game, and it's ramping up.
Do you have a campaign for each of the factions, or is it all woven into one?
Well, in fact, there is a main story where you will play all the three factions, and it's all linked to a techno-thriller scenario.
Okay.
Where you go all around the world, discover more units and so on. And then there is another campaign when you play the bad guys, when you read between the lines what's happening during the scenario.
Now, are there cutscenes in between each, or is it? Oh,
there
is.
There are cutscenes. We've created something that is in between, like.
Because that's a little reward for us strategy players. We
absolutely.
play and we win, and then we get to watch a little cutscene, move on to the next mission.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we try to level design is something, and making a solo campaign is something that is pretty difficult. Usually, a lot of people are talking about game design, but level design is pretty hard. And you have to be very creative, because when you play a solo campaign, you want to have, like mission and objectives in the mission that are all the time different and that really entertain you. And what we are trying to do is have something that you play, and then you say, oh, I played like for 3 hours, and they were so different all the time.
Yeah.
Have the right pace, new things, and
Sure.
Well, I hope this solo campaign will be very enjoyable for players like this kind of thing. And we also have the multiplayer mode with all the elements.
How many players can play in multiplayer?
Well, you go from 1 versus 1 to, and we're not sure how to have it, but this is something. Well, I hope it's gonna be the 10 versus 10. So,
wow!
So we maybe gonna try to have it for Act of Aggression, but otherwise it goes up to 8 players. With the classical stuff when you have 4 versus 4 or 8 or free fall mode. A lot of different maps, a lot of different tastes in terms of maps. Of course, the ranked mode, arranged team ranked mode and stuff like this, or you can play, for more like you have your friends, you want to find other players, not having, that kind of competition, but it's really up to you how you want to play.
Play versus AI, that kind of stuff.
And play versus AI. I think we have right now, we have a very hard AI. At the studio, only one guy was able to defeat it. So of course, as it is a very hard AI, it has some like assets that you don't really have, but it doesn't cheat, in a big way. And I think something that is cool is it's going to be fun, to go with one of your friends and try to be 2 human versus this AI, because it's playing so fast,
so good,
attacking all the strategic position all the time, and you have to really be cooperative.
Well, tell us about the 3 factions in the game. I know there's the U.S. faction, right?
Yes.
There's the Chimera, and who is the third?
So the last one, which is the bad guys. So they are, like this evil organization that is doing everything on the, in the shadow, trying to overrule, the governments and stuff like this. His name is the cartel, and they are using, prototype coming from different countries, and they stole the prototypes and stuff like this. So they are more stealthy, very, they are stealthy, very specialized vehicles. It's maybe if you like to play this kind of way, this would be your faction, but it's not a very easy faction to get it.
Yeah.
You have to learn
harder,
it's more harder, but on the other side, you can be very creative using it. If you are more into having a big army, you should take the US Army.
Because
they are
that's
more straightforward. And
Abrams.
Yeah, Abrams, Apaches, F-22,
now, is
this
this
kind of things.
post-modern or is it modern?
It is post-modern. In fact, it is techno-thriller, so it's happening in 2025. You have prototypes, but you also have a lot of things that like we're talking about the Abrams. And the Abrams, you can add up things to the Abrams, make it more powerful, having more machine guns and stuff like this.
Okay, this is the huge question, major question. Are we going to get to use nuclear weapons?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Of course. Yeah,
it's in the game?
Yeah.
All
it's
right,
important.
that's good. You got me excited. So tell me, when does it come out?
So we are looking to have it for September. We delayed the game a little bit. Well, at the beginning we thought it was okay for February, then a little bit late, and then now we think...
Take your time, man. Just make it right. What about, in the trailers, what makes me excited is I've seen bombs come over and blow up like houses and civilians. We're in urban environments. Are we going to see civilians running around screaming or what? I mean, I've seen houses, so what's happening there?
Well, you can, all the time where you fight, it's, in like real landscape. So you have... You have houses and
are they
buildings.
invading the United States? What's happening there? Where is this?
In fact, in the story, there is like a PMC, a private military company that is doing some. That is part of the cartel. So U.S. Army has to,
go in there.
destroy them. They're going to be things happening in the U.S. But they're going to
go ahead.
They're going to be things that are happening also in China, things that are going to be happening in Europe.
Oh, it's all over the globe.
Yeah,
that's
all over the globe, in Mexico and stuff like this. I think this is something that is fun when you have different settings, because it gives you some taste, and it's nice to discover new things.
Yeah, for sure. And do troops? I'm super interested. Do troops enter buildings and get bonus cover, or they don't enter?
Yeah, they get into the building, and so when you play with infantry, you have to use the building. Because your unit will benefit from the cover of the building, and depending on the kind of infantry you have to storm the building, with small machine guns to put out and you also have to, there is one resources that we have is the banks. So there are banks on the map.
Banks, that is a cool resource.
You get with your soldier and you have to, get into the banks and defend the banks and prevent the enemy from getting into the banks and do a lot of things like this. So you really fight for those places, and at the end, all around the banks, all the buildings are all destroyed, because it really fight hard, and you have the feeling, it was really, like urban combat. It's so
there's lots of destruction, except for that bank, which is completely pristine, because the soldiers, they protect that bank with their lives.
Exactly.
While they are able to fulfill any role to respond effectively to any situation, they are the jack of all trades, but masters of none. We'll see you soon as we explore the mysterious and technologically advanced cartel, an act of aggression coming 2015.